Hey everybody, this is RC from RCandOP.com. Late last year I asked the guys to make a list of their favorite games from 2017. Not necessarily games that came out that year, but the games that we enjoyed playing the most. I didn't realize that since we play games together, we'd probably end up having nearly identical lists. I'm not that bright. But I decided to round out the list by asking Jeremy and Josh. Also, I hate editing, so this video came out 2 months into the new year when everybody's already sick of 2017 lists. We noticed that zombies were a main theme of the games we played. There were a lot of first-person shooters, but RPG, tower defense, and Sims also made a great showing. Regardless, here are the results that might interest you. The results are in no particular order. Zombie Army Trilogy scored highly on almost every list. Popping zombie Nazi heads is just super gratifying, and the fact that you can play 4-player co-op is great. There's a ton of gameplay and replayability there. It's gone from our main game to our reliable backup to be played when we're tired of playing everything else. Continuing in that vein, many of us absolutely love Sniper Elite 4. Made by the same company as that, Sniper Elite 4 takes everything we love from Sniper Elite 3 and made it better. It seems popping the heads of Nazis was the through line on that. I super thought it was going to be zombies. Huh, you learn something every day. FPS made a strong showing in all of our lists, and Killing Floor 2 appeared in most of them. It's not surprising that we all enjoy co-op games because we tend to play together, but it did surprise me that the guys got behind KF2 as well as they did. This one isn't popping Nazi heads, but, well, I guess the Zeds could be Nazis. I never took the time to ask. Way to be egocentric, RC. Pfft. Another surprise for me was the fact that Destiny 2 scored so well with us. It has its flaws, and it's a seeming work in progress, but the gunplay, swordplay, and glowy super move play is sublime. I think that all of us are really hoping that Destiny can get out of its own way and become the game that Destiny 1 ended up being, the one that everyone loved. I think that because all of us already prepaid for the season pass, so, that. The last FPS that made almost all of our lists was Borderlands 2. We've each dumped several hundred hours into it, and a lot of that wasn't even playing together. You can tell something is good when we play it together and separately. BL2 has become that comfort food, a veritable gravy to be poured onto our faces. Don't do that. Gravy sucks when it gets in your eyes. A real surprise to me was the fact that Rocket League appeared in half of our lists. If I wasn't so enamored with indie games, I probably would have added it to mine as well. I know that Rocket League basically is an indie game, but I mean like super indie, like 2 developers indie. Rocket League is great. It's just great. Big surprise, a fighting game made the list. Jeremy and I both loved the PC port of Killer Instinct. There doesn't seem to be any compromise on quality or features when they went from Xbone to PC. As a surprise, it even runs on something other than Windows 10, which is good because Windows 10 is a dumpster fire. We all know it. You know it. Just admit it. You know it. You know it. You know.
Additional stacks of armor regenerate over time.
The last game that appeared on multiple lists was Dungeon of the Endless, or as we call it, DOTE. It's a weird game, and I can't really believe that we enjoy it so much, but we do. You just go in there and go in the dungeon and get stuff and kill guys and get items, and it's just good, and we love it. We do. We do, damn it. And finally, for some honorary mentions. These are the games that only made it onto one person's list each, but I feel they deserve some recognition. Jeremy spoke very highly of Quake Champions and Black Ice. Most of us don't really get into the competitive games. I mean, Rocket League is probably as competitive as we get. And even then, we're just laughing most of the time at how bad we are. But Quake is highly anticipated and has a lot of money behind it, so it's something to keep an eye on. Black Ice, on the other hand, is right up my alley. It's an FPS with some RPG segments to it. It's indie, it's got lots of colors and shapes and things blow up, and it's just cool, you know? Check it out. Black Ice. It's still on early access. Josh was a big fan of Stardew Valley. It's a game kind of like Animal Crossing, where it's a farm simulator and a relationship simulator, and you can get items and make out with people if you get them to like you enough, I guess. I mean, I never was able to do that, but I hear you can make out with people in the game. I'm so lonely. And when it comes to me, I had a really hard time picking one or two games to add here because I played so many amazing indie games in 2017. I think I have to add Darkest Dungeon because the DLC came out and it coaxed me back into that terrible, terrible roguelike grind. I wanted to make Domina be the other game that I enjoyed the most, but I think it's going to have to go to Middle-earth: Shadow of Mordor. This is a game that I will come back to time and time again, and I'm in absolutely no hurry to finish it. Sometimes I just dive in to pop some orc heads. Hey! Maybe I should find out if those orcs are Nazis.